It's main event time here in the Scottish Rite Temple in downtown Kansas City, and we've got one heck of a main event. The Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt, is making his way to the ring.
Jeremy Wyatt, premier wrestling talent, that is for sure, and he's got that man, his angel on his shoulder, Michael Strider.
Angel on his shoulder. You have got to be kidding me, Christopher. Jeremy Wyatt turned his back on his devoted fan base here in Kansas City and sided with the devil in Michael Strider.
Listen, sometimes it's nice to have a lot of friends, and then sometimes you realize, hey, those people aren't paying my bills, so I'm going to do what it takes to take care of myself. That's the real world. That's what grown-ups do. What's your name, Benjamin? Ben. Well, Ben, that's what real men do. They take care of their own, and that's exactly what Michael Strider is providing for Jeremy Wyatt. Does he need advice? No, he doesn't, but he knows that with the two of them together, there is no stopping him, and I expect big things from this guy in the Kansas City tournament.
Earlier this evening, Michael Strider making his presence felt during a Major Bayston presentation, saying that Jeremy Wyatt needed to be a higher seed in our Kansas City title tournament and demanded that the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt, be treated with the respect that he deserves. So Major Bayston, in his infinite wisdom, decided to make the match between Jeremy Wyatt and the man coming to the ring right now, Thor Theriot.
Well, you know, who does Major Bayston think that he is by just deciding to place people in seeds? Well, certainly we know that there's been corruption with the NCAA and their seeding and all of these things, and I wouldn't put it past Major Bayston trying to get Michael Strider and Jeremy Wyatt out of the tournament by giving them a worse seed so that maybe they have a tough go of things instead of giving them what they have earned, and that would be a number one seed. And I think they're going to make quick work of Mr. Thor Theriot.
Thor Theriot making his entrance here into the Scottish Rite Temple. He is loved here since his debut. This guy is all character, all personality, and when that switch flips, he may put it in to the Monarch Jeremy Wyatt right here tonight.
Listen, Thor is in great shape. He's strong, he's young, he's very, very athletic, but one thing that he is not Jeremy Wyatt, and he is not Michael Strider, and I think in the end, that is going to be the difference.
We have to make it clear to the wrestling fans watching this match right now that this is not the tournament match that will happen next time we're here in the Scottish Rite Temple. This is almost a warm-up match, and the psychological implications on their next match that is in the title tournament, I mean, this could shift the tide of that next match.
Listen. This is exactly what it is. Let's call it what it is, and that is Major Bayston. He has got a personal grudge against Michael Strider and Jeremy Wyatt. He knew he couldn't start the tournament tonight, but he wanted to give Thor Theriot a little one-upsman to maybe give him a chance to recruit and find out what Jeremy Wyatt is all about. I see right through it. Major, you're not fooling anybody. You want Wyatt and Strider gone? Well, you're going to have to try a little harder than that.
Both men exchanging slaps to the face here. Jeremy Wyatt misses a clothesline, gets taken over with an arm drag. Nicely executed by Thor Theriot here in the Scottish Rite Temple in tonight's main event. Now, I will say Jeremy Wyatt is an accomplished wrestler, so Thor Theriot has got to come in with a pretty solid game plan to get one over here on Jeremy Wyatt.
Absolutely, and do you think that he has it? Do you think that he is going to think of something that Michael Strider...
Standing dropkick, did you see that?
I saw it, I'm looking right at the ring. Why wouldn't I have seen that?
Going for a cover here. Thor Theriot showing his excellent athleticism with a beautiful standing dropkick.
You want to talk about game plans and you want to say all of those things. Do you think that Thor has honestly thought of something that Michael Strider and Jeremy Wyatt have not? I don't think he's got it in him.
Nice reverse elbow there by Thor Theriot. Looks like he's going to the second rope. High cross body. Going for an early victory here. Only gets a 2 count on the Monarch, and the Monarch needs to take a little bit of a timeout.
Wisely rolls out of the ring. That's exactly what a veteran would do.
Thor Theriot staying on the attack. He gets his neck snap down over that second rope. Smart move by the veteran Jeremy Wyatt. Look at him just almost slithering into the ring. Nice 360 neck breaker. Going for a cover here. 2. only gets a 2 count, but really wrenching that neck down over that second rope. And no matter how muscly your neck is, that's going to have its effect.
That's absolutely right. This guy is a precision expert. He knows exactly the right spots to hit, the right spots to hurt. He doesn't no wasted motion. Now, let me tell you something about Jeremy Wyatt. This is a guy who has always been in fantastic shape. But have you noticed, since he signed his contract to be here in the NWL and how he looks right now, the guy has dropped weight. He's in better shape than he's ever been. That tells me that this guy is taking things very, very seriously, and that means a lot of trouble for everybody here in the NWL. If that means Thor Theriot, yeah, I think Jeremy Wyatt's got your number. Look at that
strike to the face. One thing we can't discount either is the fact that Jeremy Wyatt, since signing with the National Wrestling, has decided to use the pile driver as his finishing move. And we all know that the pile driver is one of the most devastating moves in the history of professional wrestling. And I don't care who you are, if he lands that on Thor tonight, he's going to pick up the victory.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you pick a move that can put out just about every man in an instant, right? Wyatt is certainly a guy that has great execution on everything that he does, and certainly it's going to be an effective move, and I think that there isn't many counters for the pile driver.
Rake of the eyes there, Jeremy Wyatt dipping into that rule book that he abides by, which may not be the actual rule book that we should be abiding by, but either way, he's trying to get it done here against Thor Theriot, really wrenching that neck, trying to go for a neck breaker here. Thor Theriot trying to roll him up into schoolboy. He's got him down 1-2, only gets a 2 count. Thor Theriot gets met with a back elbow. That crafty Jeremy Wyatt.
That was an O'Connor roll, and Wyatt had the perfect counter for it, hanging onto the ropes, and look where he's right back on top, and Thor is going to pay for that.
What did I call it? I call it a schoolboy?
You called it a schoolboy.
Well.
That's an O'Connor roll, named after Pat O'Connor. Do we have to start having class before we take the air? Because I'll do it. I'll teach you what you need to know.
I'm even entitled to miss a move here and there. I usually stay on top of it. Give me a break, Christopher. Jeez.
I will give you a break right across your jaw. How about that?
Jeremy Wyatt locking in a rear chin lock here. Back to the action on the National Wrestling League. Thor Theriot throwing a couple of nice right hands into the midsection of Jeremy Wyatt. Jeremy Wyatt using the hair and dragging Thor Theriot back down into the center of the ring, really staying on top of the young man. Going for a cover here, gets a 2 count. Referee Nick Chin right on top of the action.
You know, they always talk about Thor being a man of action. He doesn't have a lot of words to say, but it looks like after this assault on his neck and his chin and upper extremities, I don't think he's going to be able to say too much probably tomorrow morning, which is a good thing.
Well, Michael Strider, when he came out here, nice vertical suplex there by Jeremy Wyatt, saying this could be it. Wiping his hands of Thor Theriot for him right across the face. Michael Strider came out here earlier, as I was talking about, and interrupted a major Basin PowerPoint, which we all know you don't do. But he said he was complaining about the seed of Jeremy Wyatt. No matter what seed Jeremy Wyatt is in, he is a veteran of this sport. And I would have to say he is not even a dark horse in this tournament. He might be favored to win this tournament outright.
Absolutely. Well, of course he's a favorite, and that's why Major Basin is giving Thor Theriot an opportunity to sort of scout him before the actual tournament match, because he's going to try to give everybody every advantage that they can get against Jeremy Wyatt and Michael Strider. But I'll tell you what, these two guys have been around for a long time. That's not going to faze them.
Theriot getting out of that belly-to-back suplex attempt by Jeremy Wyatt. Jeremy Wyatt goes for a fist and misses and gets hit in the corner. And Thor Theriot firing away with 2 straight forearms to the face of Jeremy Wyatt. Thor Theriot with a head full of steam, drop kick right into the corner. Thor Theriot might have flipped that switch, and when he does, this may be the end of the ball game for Jeremy Wyatt.
Nowhere to go when you take that drop kick in the corner. Nowhere but those feet to go into your chest.
Belly to back suplex right in the center of the ring. This could be it for Jeremy Wyatt too. Gets a 2 count. When you think about the title tournament, Christopher, and their match, when they do meet in that title tournament, what effect is the win and loss record of each one of these combatants going to have into their mental game going into that match?
Well, certainly it always affects your psyche if you've won or lost a match against somebody. It's always playing a part in what you do, and the true champions make sure that they get past that. That's for sure.
What is Jeremy Wyatt planning to do here? Belly to back suplex, drops Thor Theriot right on the apron, and that could be a game-changing move here in this match. Thor Theriot looking a little worse for wear here tonight.
Jeremy Wyatt always one step, sometimes even 2 steps ahead of his opponent. Thor Theriot and us, we didn't see that coming either. Jeremy Wyatt had it planned all along.
Connects right with the face of Thor Theriot, and Jeremy Wyatt seems very confident right now in this match against Thor Theriot. If he hits this, if he goes for the pile driver and he hits it, this could be lights out.
This is it. He's going for it right now. Perfect setup. Thor might be out on his feet.
Thor backdrops him out.
Hangs
Looks
on.
like Jeremy Wyatt's hanging on, trying to get Thor over. Double stomp right to the chest of Jeremy Wyatt. Thor Theriot needs to stay aggressive and stay on top of Jeremy Wyatt in order to pick up a win here tonight.
Absolutely. Wyatt in a bad way right there. One thing we've seen from Wyatt, though, is his resiliency.
Thor Theriot with a senton bomb right on Jeremy Wyatt, showing his great athleticism there. He could go to the top rope and fly. I've never seen that from him. Going for a cover 2. Jeremy Wyatt gets the left shoulder up just in the nick of time. What athleticism by Thor Theriot
Although
here
that
tonight.
move may have hurt Thor just about as much as it hurt Wyatt. You can see him holding his neck right there. All his weight come crashing down on Wyatt, and it certainly looks like it hurt him as well.
Picking him up in a fireman's carry, could be going for his signature move, the Ragnarok.
Looks like that's what he's going for sure.
And Jeremy Wyatt it looked like hit Nick Chin right in the face.
I think that was purely incidental. Sometimes, things happen. Your arms and limbs are flying around.
Oh, no. He's setting him up for the pile driver here. Spikes his head into the mat. This could be it for Thor Theriot. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Jeremy Wyatt with the pile driver puts away Thor Theriot here tonight at the Scottish Rite Temple.
Did you see that, Major? Did you see that, Major Baisden? Did you see what Michael Strider and Jeremy Wyatt just did to Thor Theriot? So all of your plans about maybe getting a little over on these 2 gentlemen, well, certainly didn't work out there, did it? It looks like anything that Thor has in mind for these 2 guys, they have a counter for, as Jeremy Wyatt is ready to enter that championship tournament, looking better than he ever has.
Jeremy Wyatt and Michael Strider celebrating a huge victory here in the Scottish Rite Temple. Now when they face in just a few weeks back here at the Scottish Rite Temple, you have to think, what kind of mental state will Thor Theriot be when they meet again, and will Jeremy Wyatt pick up another victory and move on in the KC title tournament?
Absolutely, of course he's going to move on in the title tournament. I didn't see anything from Thor there that shows me that he has what it takes to beat Jeremy Wyatt with Michael Strider in his corner.
Thank you for joining us, wrestling fans, here tonight at the Scottish Rite Temple, and we'll see you next time on the National Wrestling League.